Hey, it's Drew Neiser with another Tuesday tip. It's late 2022. We're thinking about 2023. How do we approach budget planning from any standpoint? So first up, Janet Jaiswal from Cloudbeds. Janet, what is your tip?
My tip for budgeting would be to measure the cost per lead as well as the cost per revenue, and then the volume of each lead source, and use that to balance, what portion and what effort you would put into going forward.
So having good metrics enables you to sort of rationalize your budget, and that will certainly make it better every time. Okay, Melanie Marcus from SureScripts, what is your tip?
Make sure you balance your people to program budget. People need program dollars to do the work, and program dollars need people to do the work. So if it's out of whack, it can cause problems.
So I'm hearing a 50-50 is your approach?
Ideally, and certainly not any more than 5 to maybe 10% on either side difference.
Got it. Right. Exactly. Okay. It is one that we've talked about in huddles a lot. Occasionally you'll hear about someone who has 60 or 70% in programs, and then they're obviously spending their money in a different way. All right. Josh Machiz from Redpoint Ventures. Josh, what's your tip?
My Tuesday tip is to experiment with new social channels. We had a lot of success this year on TikTok. Literally broke out from 0 following to almost 18,000 followers in 1 year. And that emerging channels can be a great way to showcase your brand and differentiate yourselves from competitors. And so I think it's just a neat way to think about trying new things as a way to innovate as a marketer.
I love it. Have some experiment going. You may, by the way, Josh, you win for being the first one to mention TikTok on a Tuesday tip. So for that alone, thank you for that. But also just because you and I did a whole podcast on this, sometimes it's not necessarily having to reach a decision maker, but you can certainly reach an influencer. Okay, let's see. Leigh Mackie from AvePoint.
I think my tip for now is obviously, there's different business priorities. And so I think for us, it's really looking at investment targets. And I think understanding your growth trajectories of different parts of your business. Obviously, upstart costs are more versus like maintaining programs. And so I think also thinking about where you're going to extract the most growth and want to invest that is a good starting place as well, to really understand how you're going to have to reweight and rebalance depending on your ultimate goals and desired outcomes.
Interesting. I suddenly had visions of the Boston Consulting Group quadrant where we're looking at those fast-paced growth things, and we're going to bet more on those. Awesome. Okay. Megan Galvin is Cengage. Is that? All right, Megan. So Megan, what is your tip?
It's actually related to Mary Leigh's, which is, to identify your growth targets and fit your budget for that. But I would add, make sure there's alignment across the different functions and a shared understanding of where the business together thinks that things are growing and where the investment dollars should be. And then from a marketing perspective, you then align your programs, your tactics to what the business is trying to do. And Mary Leigh, I know that's what you meant.
No, but I love that. I thank you for bringing it all together, because so if we think about this, you've got to have good metrics to begin with. But what you all brought to the table was who's believing in those metrics, and it can't just be yours. So you have to have at least alignment with your CRO, ideally with your CFO as well, and your CEO. We had balance, we had experimentation. Maybe this is the year you all get on TikTok, just because if it works for a venture capital firm, why wouldn't it work for you? All right. Thank you for those. I'm Drew Neiser. That's your Tuesday tip. If you're a B2B CMO who can share, care, and dare with the best of them, check out CMOHuddles.com. Peace out.